Chosen one, stop everything you are doing right now. Do not scroll past this message. I am not suggesting you stay. I am warning you to listen carefully. The enemy has set a massive trap for you this exact week. He is wrapping a dangerous spiritual attack in the disguise of ordinary life, hoping you will just believe you are simply tired. But I must tell you the ultimate truth before it is too late. There is a very specific snare waiting for you in the unseen realm. He wants you to surrender your massive destiny, and if you stay until the final second, I will hand you the exact tool to cancel this trap permanently. Do not click away. Your life depends on this vital instruction. Let us talk about that heavy fog in your mind lately. You wake up completely exhausted, even after a full night of sleep. The silence in your room feels incredibly thick. Your thoughts scatter the moment you try to focus on your sacred purpose. You feel like you are walking through deep water, and every single step takes massive physical effort just to keep moving forward. Your friends might tell you that you are just working too hard. The world might quickly label it as severe stress or a medical issue, but they cannot see the unseen realm operating around you. They do not understand the sheer weight of what you carry. This is not normal bodily fatigue. It is much deeper. That heavy pressure sitting on your chest is not random anxiety. It is intense spiritual warfare targeting your glorious mind. Your spirit has been working overtime in the background while your physical body rests. You are shielding people who do not even realize they are under constant attack, and your soul is absorbing the chaotic frequency of the entire world around you. The enemy knows you are about to step into a massive breakthrough. He is absolutely terrified of the doors heaven is unlocking for your future. So he attacks your physical energy to make you surrender before the blessing arrives. He wants you weak. He wants you questioning your divine sanity. He desperately needs you to give up the good fight. Do not let your mind wander right now. Lock your attention completely on my voice. You need to understand exactly why this is happening to you today. You have felt completely isolated and disconnected lately. Even in a crowded room full of people, you feel entirely alone because people drain your precious energy faster than ever before. You used to be the person who fixed everyone else, but now you have absolutely nothing left to give them. You are running on empty. If you feel this exact heaviness, type 777 in the comments to signal heaven that you are listening. You are not crazy, you are simply carrying a generational mantle that is incredibly heavy and demanding. You are standing right on the edge of your glorious destiny, but there is a frustrating delay holding your progress back. You pray and ask for divine clarity every single day, but heaven seems incredibly quiet and distant. The enemy loves to use this silence to plant toxic seeds of doubt in your mind, constantly whispering that you are forgotten and abandoned by the universe. He tells you that your divine assignment was just a foolish dream. He wants you to believe you made a terrible mistake, but those are desperate lies from a totally defeated foe. The delay is not a denial of your calling. The enemy is just throwing up a smokescreen to hide your true power from your own eyes. Look at your sleeping patterns over the last few weeks. You are constantly waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning. Your heart is racing for no logical reason. You feel a sudden urge to pray or simply stare into the dark room. That is not insomnia, but rather your spiritual alarm clock ringing loudly in the middle of the silent night. Stay with me because what I am about to share next is vital. The world has told you to toughen up and ignore your deep feelings. They told you to fit into boxes that were far too small for your spirit. But you were never meant to be ordinary. You are a cycle breaker chosen by the Most High. I am going to name something early because I do not want mystery for sale, and I respect your sacred journey too much to hide the solution until the very end. Let me be direct about what is coming next. What we just discussed has a specific physical tool created to defeat it. You do not have to fight this heavy exhaustion completely alone. Dr. Robert Lake mapped this exact spiritual exhaustion in his lab. He created a powerful audio protocol called the Genius Song. It uses simple brain entrainment to reactivate your original God-given gamma brainwave, and it physically turns off the noise so your spirit can hear heaven clearly again. Some of you already feel the pull toward this restoration. The door is waiting for you in the pinned comment. Do not rush. Stay for the full message if you want the complete context. But if your spirit knows already, the key is right there. For those staying with me, let us look much deeper. We must uncover the root cause of this relentless attack today. Let me reframe your reality right now, because you have been reading the signs entirely backward. You thought your deep exhaustion was a sign of your personal failure. You believed you were simply not strong enough to handle your calling. But that is exactly what the enemy wants you to think. The truth is much more profound and incredibly dangerous to the Dark Kingdom. Your current isolation is not a punishment from heaven. It is a divine insulation created to protect your pure frequency. God is actively clearing your room because the people around you could not handle the weight of your glorious mantle. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. The intense attacks you face are absolute proof of your high spiritual rank. The enemy does not waste arrows on empty targets. He is launching everything at you because your innate frequency is a massive threat to his territory. Science calls this innate power your gamma brainwave, but heaven calls it your original divine blueprint. You were born with a rare ability to shift the atmosphere just by walking into a quiet room. Listen carefully, because this part is going to reach places inside you that you have never been able to put into words. Think about the great prophet Elijah in the ancient scriptures. He called down mighty fire from heaven and completely defeated the false prophets. But immediately after that massive victory, he ran into the wilderness and asked to die. Elijah was not experiencing a mundane mental breakdown. His spirit was completely drained from the massive energetic shift he just caused on the earth. He was exhausted because his soul was carrying the absolute weight of heavenly glory. And heaven did not punish him for his deep fatigue. God simply gave him rest and prepared him for his next major assignment. You are experiencing the exact same spiritual dynamic right now. Your heavy fatigue is the direct result of carrying a frequency that this fallen world constantly fights. Every time you show pure love to someone who hurt you, you shift the spiritual atmosphere. Every time you choose peace over anger, you are dealing a lethal blow to the enemy camp. Do not let your mind wander here. You must grasp the full reality of your divine architecture. When you were a young child, your mind operated in that brilliant gamma state naturally. You learned fast and you felt a deep magical connection to the universe. But the harsh modern world slowly forced your brain into a state of constant survival and heavy stress. The enemy absolutely loves this modern system of endless noise. It creates a tragic decline effect that slowly puts your divine genius to sleep. You did not lose your incredible gifts. They are just buried under layers of toxic, earthly, static, and relentless pressure. The enemy knows that if you ever wake up and reclaim that pure frequency, his control over your life ends permanently. That is the real secret behind your recent exhaustion. Your spirit is desperately trying to operate at its high heavenly frequency, while your physical brain is stuck in survival mode. This massive friction between your soul and your nervous system drains all your daily energy. You are completely tired because you are fighting a dimensional war in a physical body. But heaven is officially stepping in to break this exhausting cycle. You are a generational cycle breaker, chosen to end the poverty and pain in your bloodline. The intense warfare you have endured was actually your rigorous spiritual training. The enemy thought the heavy pressure would crush your spirit and make you surrender your divine crown. Stay with me, because what I am about to share next will break the cycle permanently. You have been wondering why the universe has kept you in the dark for so long. You felt like your prayers were just hitting a solid brass ceiling and bouncing back. But your profound silence was never an empty void. It was an active forge where your inner strength was built. Look at the story of Joseph in the ancient texts. His own brothers betrayed him and sold him into dark slavery. He spent long years in a quiet prison, while it seemed like heaven had completely forgotten his prophetic dreams. But that dark prison was actually the incubator for his ultimate authority. Joseph had to be isolated from his toxic family so his frequency could remain pure. If he had stayed in his comfortable home, he never would have ruled a mighty nation. Your season of deep isolation is serving the exact same divine purpose. The Most High had to separate you from familiar voices so you could finally hear your true calling clearly. The enemy wants you to focus solely on the painful separation. He tries to blind you to the massive preparation happening behind the scenes. But I am here to tell you that the quiet preparation phase is officially coming to an end. The heavy spiritual training weights are being lifted off your tired shoulders today. You are about to step out of the dark wilderness and into your promised land. But before you can claim that massive victory, there is one final obstacle you must face. It is a hidden block that the enemy planted deep inside your own mind years ago. And it is the only thing currently standing between you and your miraculous breakthrough. Remember that massive trap I warned you about at the very beginning of this message. The enemy has been working tirelessly to convince you that you are under an external attack, and you have been looking outward for the source of your heavy resistance. But the ultimate truth is going to shake your entire foundation today. The trap was never outside of you. It was always an inside job, orchestrated by dark forces. The snare was planted deep inside your own mind years ago. It is a hidden agreement of limitation that you subconsciously signed. You actually believed the toxic lie that your massive power was a heavy burden, so you shrank your glorious light so you would not intimidate the fragile people around you. You learned to play small just to survive their constant judgment. And the enemy absolutely loved your false humility. Do not skip this next part. This is the exact realization you prayed for last night. The enemy is not blocking your path anymore because you are actively blocking yourself. You are terrified of your own divine magnitude. You know deep down that if you fully awaken your dormant frequency, everything in your current life will change. And that massive change feels incredibly terrifying to your physical body. You are clinging to familiar pain because it feels much safer than unknown glory. But you are the watchman of your entire bloodline, and you cannot afford to play small for one more single day. The heavens are literally waiting for your full manifestation. You are not just following a divine plan because you are the plan itself. The universe designed you as the specific solution to a generational curse. Breathe deeply and let this profound truth sink into your tired bones. You do not have to apologize for your intense energy anymore. You do not need their validation to step into your sacred authority. The false identity of the broken victim dies right here and right now. You are officially stepping back into your role as a glorious celestial warrior, and the heavy chains of self-doubt are breaking off your mind today. Stay completely locked in with me. The enemy thought he could keep your gamma frequency asleep forever. He designed a society that runs on constant stress to keep your mind trapped in simple survival. He weaponized your daily exhaustion to make you forget your royal lineage. But heaven is declaring an absolute end to this spiritual suppression, and your season of hiding in the dark shadows is officially over. Your deep gentleness was never meant to be your ceiling. It was always the solid foundation for your spiritual authority. You were never meant to be tamed by this fallen world. You were meant to be completely trusted with massive divine power. The enemy is in an absolute panic right now because he sees your eyes opening, and he knows his long season of manipulation is finally coming to a sudden end. This is exactly why heaven is providing a physical anchor for your spiritual breakthrough. You cannot fight this dimensional battle using only your exhausted mind. Your physical nervous system needs a powerful reset to match your high spiritual calling. The delay you are experiencing is not a lack of faith, but rather a biological blockage in your brainwaves that needs to be cleared out immediately. The quiet exhaustion sitting in your bones will vanish when you align your physical frequency. You have been treating your spiritual preparation as an endless waiting room, and you stayed seated because the unknown magnitude of your calling terrified your human mind. But heaven does not wait for you to feel completely ready before it moves. The universe only waits for you to say yes to the divine invitation. Listen carefully to my voice right now. The enemy wants you to delay your massive breakthrough for another 10 years, and he desperately wants you to keep pushing through the heavy mental fog, using only your physical willpower. But trying harder is a trite, earthly concept that only leads to deeper burnout. Heaven operates on pure alignment and perfect frequency, so you just need to reactivate what was stolen from you long ago. Do not let your mind wander as we approach the final revelation. The profound internal shift has already clicked inside your soul today, and you can literally feel the heavy burdens falling off your tired shoulders in this exact moment. Something miraculous is happening in the unseen realm right now. Your spiritual architecture is completely ready to receive the exact tool that will unlock your dormant genius forever. You survived the dark wilderness when you were completely broken and exhausted. You extended beautiful grace to hurting people when they only deserved your righteous anger. Now it is time for you to receive your massive heavenly reward. The season of painful preparation is permanently closed. The gates of unprecedented favor are swinging wide open for you this very week, and you must physically step through them now. Remember earlier when I mentioned a specific physical tool for your deep exhaustion? Now it is time to walk through exactly what this powerful restoration does for your spirit. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying the brain, and he mapped the exact neural pathways of chosen ones at MIT and Princeton. He created the genius song to bypass your conscious mind completely. It quickly activates your dormant gamma frequency. You do not need to push through another heavy day using sheer willpower, because heaven is offering you a much easier path. You just need a pair of stereo headphones and 7 quiet minutes every single morning. You simply sit upright and allow your mind to absorb this pure frequency. There is no hard physical exercise required here. Your spirit simply rests while the audio gently reconditions your deeply exhausted nervous system. Most people notice a massive shift within 11 to 21 days. Your sleep becomes much deeper, and your sudden decisions feel incredibly clear when the heavy fog finally lifts from your mind. Some deeply sensitive souls even feel it working during their very first session. A small percentage need a full 30 days to recalibrate. It is a powerful reconditioning tool, and consistency is much better than intensity. I would never disrespect your current financial situation by pushing an earthly product. But you must understand the massive value of what heaven is placing before you today. Standard therapy clinics charge hundreds of dollars for a single biofeedback session, and modern mindfulness retreats cost almost $800 while never targeting gamma directly. Dr. Lake chose intentional accessibility for his sacred protocol. He set the provision threshold at just $39 for this entire sequence. This is a one-time divine investment that unlocks your original blueprint. You also receive 4 additional bonuses worth exactly $80 in total value. Heaven knows you need this complete restoration stack right now, and it is perfectly designed to sustain your high frequency long after the initial awakening happens. There is an absolute 90-day protection window placed on your brave decision. If your soul does not deeply align with this frequency, you receive your full provision back. You also keep all the bonuses as a sincere apology for your sacred time, because heaven honors every single step you take in faith. The only actual risk here is choosing to walk away empty-handed. You have nothing to lose. Do not let the enemy convince you to pause and delay this vital step. Every single day your gamma wave sleeps is another day you live far below your true spiritual potential. Your future self is actively watching this exact moment in time, and the entire universe is handing you the master key right now to finally end this exhausting generational cycle. It is time to step up and reclaim your mind. I must give you a very serious warning before you take another step. There are many fake imitation audio files scattered across the wild internet right now. Those dangerous counterfeits will only scramble your fragile spiritual alignment further, so you must only use the verified and authentic link I provided for your own safety. It is securely anchored in the pinned comment and the description below. The profound truth refuses to stay silent in your heavy heart any longer. What heaven has joined together today cannot be broken by any earthly force. When you complete your sacred order, the system may show you a second door, but you can take or skip that next step because both choices are entirely respected here. Your access to the genius song is not contingent on absolutely anything else. When that next phase reveals itself to your spirit, you will recognize it immediately. The language will feel incredibly familiar to your deep soul. You will simply know if it is time to step into destiny's embrace, but for now your only assignment is to begin the beautiful restoration process. You are completely safe and divinely protected in this specific season of your long journey. Place your hand firmly on your chest and anchor your spirit to my voice. I declare that every heavy burden holding your mind captive is completely shattered today. Your massive divine authority is officially returning to your tired physical body, and you will never again have to bow down to the dark forces that tried to destroy you. Type Amen in the comments right now to firmly seal this glorious declaration. Hit the like button so this frequency can reach another weary warrior. Subscribe to this channel immediately because heaven is not done speaking to your heart. You cannot afford to miss the vital prophetic instructions coming in the next few days because the enemy is still prowling and you need every single piece of divine armor available. The battle is already won in the unseen realm forever. Step out of the dark shadows and let your light shine. Please share this exact message with someone who is secretly struggling right now. There is another chosen one out there who feels like they are completely losing their mind, and you have the powerful key to help them unlock their own invisible prison. Your simple act of sharing becomes a massive seed of divine love.